Mahalo, everyone, and welcome to Ukulele on the Ground podcast. My name is Aldrine Guerrero. Joining me are, welcome back, Mr. Aaron, the voice, Nakamura. Say what's up, Aaron.
Hey, what's up?
Miss that voice, Kahai. And speaking of which, Mr. Kahai, the legend, Fergan. Say what's up, Kahai.
What's up?
Oh man, I miss this room. I haven't been here in like 2 weeks. You know, I miss this place. I miss you, Aaron. I miss you too, Kahai. You know, but Aaron, how you doing? Doing okay?
Yeah.
Well, just reassure our audience that you're doing fine.
I'm doing okay.
Okay. We don't need to get into it or whatever, but just let the audience know that you're back up.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Yes. Okay. There you can hear his voice. It's not a pre-recording or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a talk boy where we just fast forward to the part where he says, "I'm okay."
The last jam, there's a lot of like "get well soon, Aaron" and stuff on like the chat, and then there's like when we ran into technical problems, people were like, "Oh, it's because Aaron's not there. That's why."
Yeah, you were definitely missed. It's definitely a weird vibe. Not saying that like something that me and Kahai wouldn't work like on a show, but it needs that third person. You're basically like our straight man. This whole thing. Me and Kahai we're doing these characters and stuff, and you are like the straight man. We need a straight man. We can't just have characters on the show, Kahai.
Yeah, it's like otherwise it's like too unhinged. We need somebody to reel us back in.
There's no structure to it.
It's a family matters of all Urkels.
Did I do that?
No, I did that.
Urkel, what is his when he like kind of turns into like the good-looking guy?
Oh, Stefan.
Yeah.
Stefan.
Yeah, still a character.
Stefan or Kelly. Yeah, still a character. You can't just have characters. You need a you need a straight man. That's why we have Aaron Nakamura is like the best suited for that job. Now, gentlemen, we are in the midst of April. It is April 1st today. So that means next Saturday is going to be our concert here on Ukulele Underground. I'm going to be doing a concert here. Get your tickets now. If you haven't gotten your tickets, head over to shop.ukuleleunderground.com. We've actually added tons of other stuff over at the shop in the past couple weeks. There are now Islanders available. So all of you folks who are like, man, I want to buy an ukulele from the UU shop, but they don't have anything for like less than $1,000. Now we have tons of ukuleles for a really, really, really good price. There's even a bundle where like you can get an ukulele, get like plant a tree and stuff. It comes with all these accessories and whatnot. Pretty cool. Make sure to check it out. Shop.ukuleleunderground.com. And what else went up there, Kai? There's some new stuff that I saw. I was just there today.
Yeah. I think
mostly the Islanders, right?
Yeah. But if you haven't been to the shop in a while, like we also have like some accessories and then some CDs too from before.
So it's growing. It's growing. When we first announced it, we're like, check out the shop, and there's like just a few ukes available. Or like I think in the beginning there's just a couple lessons and stuff, but now we're gonna we're going to be doing it. It's gonna be great. Make sure you check out shop.ukuleleunderground.com. So, gentlemen, how this podcast works is we get questions and we answer them, and that's basically it. No matter how we get the questions, via email, via text, via website, via, hey, Kahai, can you ask Aldrine this question? However it may be, we try to answer it as best as we can. I'll try to answer it as best as I can. These two guys are going to put in their 2 cents. We're going to try to come up with the best 4-cent answer just for you. So, Kahai, let's get started. Hit me with the first question.
Yeah, Brian asked, I'm seriously considering getting fake nail extensions on my right hand. When I pluck fast with my thumb in that up-down motion, I feel like that I need more fingernail. Have you ever met any musicians who have gone down this road?
Yes, like tons of professional musicians that have gone down that route. There are like pros and cons as with everything else. It's not going to be forever, so you're going to have to kind of keep doing the fake nails if you are going down that route. Also, every time you do it, it makes that nail that much weaker because every time you take it off, that's like layers of of that nail that you're taking off. But I don't know. I'm not like a nail expert, nor am I a biologist. So I don't know if it grows back, if it comes back as thick, or like, it stays that thin. But I know that you are taking off because I have used it in the past in certain emergencies. And all that I can tell you is my experiences with it. So, and like I said, I know a bunch of people who have done it as well. In my experience, it works well. So I'll tell you a couple of different scenarios where I used it. One, I used to use like the press-on nails and stuff. That was just like the glue, you put it on top. This is like the worst thing ever, but also the best thing ever. That was all the way back in high school. We had to play a May Day. For those of you folks who don't know, May Day, it's like the one big school event of the year, like the end of the year, yeah. And we were doing a show at the high school courtyard, and I was supposed to play ukulele, but like my nail had broken. That's when I was using my pointer fingernail to pick. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? And my friend Hoku Aki, shout out to Hoku. Said, we want to just get fake nails. You can just go like to Big Saver or Longs and just get the fake nails, just put it on top and stuff. I'm like, that seems like a splendid idea. So a week before the May Day, put it on stuff. It works really, really, really good. It's like it's doing it. It's working its magic. At the May Day show, super hot. Like it's outside and whatnot. I'm playing my ukulele. Bam, the glue comes off, the nail comes off, and it's not like I just carry around extra glue or whatever.
During the performance?
During the performance, yes, during the performance. Nail comes off. And not only did the nail come off, but when the nail comes off, I was saying it's like super, you're taking off a layer there, and it became super sensitive. Yeah, because nothing has hit it in forever. Plus the glue and whatever.
Yeah.
So it was like, not only did I not have a nail then, I then had almost like no pointer finger because I was hitting it and it was like not working because it was, I don't know, it felt numb.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of like that. Like all the sensitivity like just kind of came off that pointer finger, and it was just the worst. So I've had really terrible experience with press-on nails. And ever since then, I'm like, I don't know, press-on nails, man. And unless you're going to like put like some kind of color on it or something, it's like super obvious that nail is fake and whatever. You might get looks, but if you don't care, all good, I guess. So that's my first experience. My second experience is with the gel nails. Gel nails, way better. It's not like, because they put it on and they cure it with like a UV cure, and it actually coats the nail, so it's a lot more, a lot sturdier, a lot more natural kind of feeling, instead of it being an extension, of your original nail. I mean, it kind of is, but it works better than a press-on nail. Now with the gel, it is thicker, so you're not gonna get that that kind of thin sound that you would with the press-on nails. It's gonna sound a little bit better, sounds warmer. But I couldn't stand the clackety clacks, man. Like, that's the one thing that maybe I did wrong with this, is that I liked it so much that I put it on all my fingers. Like, I had gel like nails for all 5 fingers, and I'm pretty sure. And it was during Ukulele Underground, so people can go back to like our earlier videos and see like these gel nails that I had. It was during the time that I was recording Bandito Tyler, and it was because of that actually is why I got the gel nails, because I broke my thumbnail, and I'm like, I have a scheduled like recording session like next week. That's not gonna grow by then. So I actually called up Kahai Gamiao, a good friend of mine, and he says, dude, just go and ask them for the gel nails. So go there. I'm like, this sounds awesome. But during the it was great. But during the recording, because recording gets everything, and I'm very strum heavy and clackety clack like the entire time. If you listen to that album closely, you'd be like, yeah, that's some noise that's coming out of that, those nails and that ukulele. So if you're going to record, I wouldn't suggest it. If you are going that route, maybe just do the one nail, like maybe the pointer, the thumb, or whatever. That would be the better route. It is not foolproof, because remember that there's, I guess, the bonus third story is there was that one time we had a tour, and we were in San Diego. Remember? You remember that, Kahai? You were there, right?
Yeah, because then we got like boba or something.
That's right. Because next to the salon place, there's a boba place. So I had to ask Bugoy, who was really cool about it. I was like, Bugoy, or Bernie. I was like, Bernie, can you do you know of like a nail place that because I just need to get the one nail because this nail like broke or something happened to my thumbnail, which I use all the time. It's like, yeah, so I just got just the one thumbnail and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to follow Kahai's advice, not do it like how I did it last time where I did all five of my fingers. I just got the thumb because that's what Kahai said. And then it was just like, it was fresh that day. And I had a gig that night. So used it on that gig. I don't know, San Diego, super hot also. I played it, remember, like it came off. Like that fake gel came off my nail and it was also not good. So there are ups and downs. If you're not playing, like super duper fast and it's super duper aggressive, I guess it might be fine if you're just strumming normal, picking normal, whatever, it shouldn't be a problem. If you're doing a lot of heavy stuff, if you're doing some feng-yi kind of, strumming and whacking of the instrument and stuff, then maybe that's not the way to go. But yeah, positive and negative experiences because it did work, but it's just, maintenance and the cons that comes with the pros might not outweigh it for me. Yeah.
Oh, and you said before, right? Like sometimes that's like what you just gotta do because like your nail breaks or something, right? So you just gotta stick like a fake nail on for the time being.
Yeah. So those are my experiences. So should you go that route? I would choose the gel nails because I just had better experiences with the gels. If you are going to go down that route, just get one, unless you don't care about the clackety noises and stuff, because all five of them feel pretty good, actually. Like if you have all five of them done. I know, for a fact that Brian Tolentino, it's well documented. He has it on Instagram and Facebook and stuff of him. Like whenever he goes to the salon, he always posts like a picture of like after, Brian Tolentino uses all of it, but I think he does it to a certain length though, too. Like the way that he does his is kind of cool. Yeah.
Didn't he say too that like it's weird going into the lawn and being like, can you just do my thumb? So it's like, might as well like, can you do my right hand? It's like, do you want me to do your left hand? No, just my right. So it's not as weird as like, can you do one fingernail right?
Yeah, I don't know if you were there, but Kahai visited down. He had a show on Kauai and he needed the gel nail. So we went to the one in Kapaa next to the Fun Factory, and he got just the one. I remember going there and him asking those those workers like, can they just get the one? And I remember it being like $2, $3 just for the one, just the thumb or whatever. So yeah, if you go down that route, it's not even expensive. It's not like gel nails will cost like hundreds of dollars or whatever. It's seriously just unless you're putting some fancy schmancies on it, like glitter or whatever. I don't know.
Like Uncle Brian, right?
Yeah, Uncle Brian probably spends like $30, $40. I don't know, but I remember a bunch of years back, Kahai went in, just got the one, just got the thumb, and it was about like $5. It's not that bad. So, yeah, just weigh it out for yourself, your pros and cons of gel nails or press-on nails and stuff. But I don't trust press-on nails. I trust gel nails more. But even then, I'm got my eye on that. Like I wouldn't let it watch my daughter. Like, hey, I don't trust you. But yeah, Kahai, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, I have no nails, so I can't even.
You're a documented nail biter.
Yep. Yeah. But Andre asks, "Are Fingerpicks a solution for ukulele? I see it sometimes by guitarists."
Yes and no. I know, to cite some sources, we got guys like Herb Walter Jr. We got, people like I think Brittany uses, thumb picks and stuff. Mostly thumb picks. I've seen people use. I've seen people experiment with like Alaskan picks and stuff. Those are the ones that go on your on your fingers rather than just your thumb. That works for some people, but really same thing, pros and cons. Just like with the thumbnail, you can't really get too aggressive with it because it's a totally different style. But I guess you can if you practice. But then again, with practice, anything is possible. So for me, say like rolls and stuff. When I do the roll, I always lead with my thumb going up. And if I'm leading with my thumb, my hand knows to hit it at this angle so that the thumb can go up and do the roll, right? With thumb pick, it has to kind of be at this angle, which is weird for me because it has to be from the side. So there are adjustments to be made, and I can't just be like doing, I can't do the chunk because the chunk I use the, that side of my thumb to stop the strings. So that's gone. There's a lot of stuff that you kind of have to weigh out for yourself, just depending on how you play. So this question is going to be different for everybody, because for some people, super safe to just have some gels or even press-on nails. If you're not playing that hard, it's not that bad. So yeah, I guess it would depend on the person. How about you, Aaron? You have any thoughts on the matter?
Well, I don't pick, so it's not like.
But you do
that-
use like
that
Alaskan
big of
picks.
I use the Alaska pick for guitar.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, just because the strings are metal, and then they,
Eat away at your
Yeah,
pointer
because
finger.
I play guitar like I play ukulele,
Mm.
and so it's like very similar using my natural nail, but because the guitar has metal strings, I use the Alaska pick.
You one of those like
to-
pointer finger pickers?
Yeah, like I strum with my pointer finger just because like I learned ukulele first, right?
Yeah. Wow.
And then when I learned guitar, I just played it like an ukulele, basically.
That's like the what is it, not the Ernie Cruz style of playing guitar, right?
Yeah.
Like you're always hitting the bass with your thumb and then kind of doing like
Yeah,
up
but I
picks.
mean that came afterwards. Like when I started playing guitar, I was just playing it exactly like ukulele, basically. Just strumming with my pointer. And, yeah.
It's kind of funny when people are like, or like the whole, this is finger style and this is finger picking. But for us in Hawaii, we're like, that's how everybody
This
plays
is how
it.
you play. Yeah.
It's like we don't really play with picks. You play with your fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, and I never got a hang of like actually using a pick, like holding a pick. I could never do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I play acoustic guitar, I usually use my fingers. But then when I'm playing like electric guitar, that's when I use picks. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So it just depends. So it also depends on the style that you play. There's so much variables, in that question. But really, just kind of weigh it out for yourself. It's not like a bad thing, There are definitely some pros, but there are definitely some cons as well. So
And
weigh it out for yourself.
Yeah, and preferences to tone too, right?
Yes,
Like even
yes.
yeah. So
Yeah, press-on's going to be a little bit more on the bright side. Gel is going to be warmer.
yep. Matt said your nails will also grow stronger as you practice. Stimulating blood flow helps make it more resilient. My nails used to break all the time, but over the years they got bigger and
Yeah.
stronger.
Is that Matatat?
Yeah. Or
Matatat.
yeah.
Yeah. The Matador. Matador. Like it will. The more the more you use it, the more it breaks. It'll just grow back. It'll grow back stronger and stuff. But yeah, But I mean, yes, but like say my pointer finger, right? This is like a lost cause. I use it like all the time to strum and whatever, and it's broken. The nail just refuses to grow. And I've been using this for decades, I guess, at this point, and it's not growing back stronger. So I don't know if that's like 100% true. But I do I think it's true for like say if you're using say your thumbnail and stuff, if that breaks, that kind of grows back stronger and whatever. But if it's constantly abused like this pointer fingernail, maybe not so. So it depends how you're breaking it, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't weren't you at a Jake show or something? And then he like came off stage and he's like, I just broke my nail. And you're like, oh man, that sucks. And he had to like clip it and then kind of like reshape it on the spot, like just as best as he could. But you would think like if it's just the case of like, if you keep playing with it, it'll get stronger, which it is true. But that guy should have like nails of steel then, right? And it still broke. So there's no
So
telling.
I'm guessing like your advice for using like nail alternatives is more for emergencies, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, my first choice is always going to be use natural nails.
Yeah,
Just like what Matt is saying, the more you practice, that like the better they'll get, the stronger that they'll get and stuff. But there are those times where like you need that nail like right away.
Yeah.
If it breaks, then it breaks. If you have time to grow it and stuff. But there are times where where you don't have. And I think recently, whenever I did break my nail, I would just use thumb picks, And this story has been told before. I was in Czech Republic and I broke my nail. And but the thumb pick that they gave me, and bless them because they're awesome. They went to everywhere to look for a thumb pick, but no one had one. I just wanted like one of those Dunlop ones, you know? Like, and I thought that was pretty common, but they didn't have that. They had this where it's like a 3-prong, you know, where like 2 short ones and 1 long one.
Yeah,
like
I've
this.
seen those before.
And it's like, I don't know if that's like gonna work and stuff. So I had to play with it like all day in order to play the next day, you know, the concert and stuff.
Yeah.
And even then, because it was just like going everywhere, and since I bust my thumb at the same time, I just duct taped, like, you know, I just took tape and I just duct taped the whole thing so that it sticks to my thumb. It was yes, I just MacGyvered it together, you know. But it worked.
Show must go on.
Yeah, show must go on, you know. And I was running at like no sleep for like 2-3 days. Lost my nail, showing on. Still was good. Kahai, like a professional. Even if you get slapped in the face, you know, show must go on, Kahai.
Greatest night on television, right?
You know, that's how old Aldi rolls, buddy.
Keep it professional.
Yeah, keep it professional, man. Yeah.
Yep.
Next.
Marima asked if I let me find the question. Okay, if I get a baritone and I get the strings to tune to GCEA, how many octaves lower will it be to a regular uke?
You can tune it and it'll be an exact octave as a regular tenor ukulele. Okay, because when you think about it, the baritone is 2.5 steps down. And that's all it is. So all you have to do is tune it 2.5 steps up, which will then be exactly the same. I guess you can tune it even lower, but then the tension will be too low and
I don't
be
think
kind
it
of
would
unplayable.
work.
Yeah,
If it was a lower octave, it wouldn't work.
Yeah,
It's like the strings would be just too floppy,
too
right?
floppy. The tension would be way too low. So it'll be the same octave, but would I suggest it? I mean, people have done it and stuff, but the tension is too high, like 2.5 steps up is kind of crazy, you know? So to each his own. Some people do it. You know, I've seen people do that. And I've seen people go the other way too, like with the tenor loosening up their strings and getting 2.5 steps down to get a baritone. I've done that. That's fun.
That's what Craig and Sarah do.
Yeah.
For their baritone.
So it's possible. It's just, you know, like think about the tensions on the strings. But to answer your question, it should be the same octave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why would you do that? Right?
I guess so. I mean, but if you want just a bigger and longer ukulele, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one reason.
But I mean...
You know, I get you.
Yeah, because like Kevin Bay is saying, do they sell GCEA baritone strings? And I think that's just tenor strings, right? You would just buy tenor strings and you would tune it.
Yeah. Buy like low tension classical guitar strings is what I would suggest.
Yeah,
if you're gonna
so.
go that way, I guess. But at that point, you know, what's like Aaron said, why though? Like, what's the point of doing that?
It's so funny, like people like kind of like say all these things like, oh, it's a ukulele. I'm tuning it like low and doing all these things. And at one point, it's just like, man, that is a guitar. You're just playing guitar. You're playing guitar without the 2 strings.
You don't want to discourage people. What if Marima does it, right?
Yeah.
And then that's like the turning point in her musical, career. That's like, you know, she traces it. Yeah, she traces it back to that moment where, like, you know, like I was like about to give up on this idea, but Aldrine Guerrero told me, hey, you know what, just try it out. Then like here I am now playing at Carnegie Hall. You know, Kahai, like I would like my name to be mentioned in a thank you when you jam at Carnegie Hall, Marima, you know? So I'm not going to discourage you from doing that. These 2 guys, they will, but you know, I say try it. I mean, to a certain extent, like I said, be careful of the tension on your instruments and stuff, but you know, whatever, go for it.
Yeah. I think it's funny how much people try to like rationalize like, no, I'm still playing an ukulele, right? It's like, it looks like a guitar. It looks and sounds an awful like a guitar, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, like I used to subscribe to just playing the ukulele like in the traditional sense and stuff, but throughout the years, it's just like, man, people should kind of step outside the box of like the traditional style of playing, and that's how you're gonna get all these cool new sounds and new songs and whatnot. Like, just I've mentioned this many times in the past, like breezing through like Instagram or TikTok and seeing all these people like experimenting with their ukuleles, experimenting with different techniques, different ways to play, different ways to hit the strings and whatnot. It's it's a hit or miss, but unless someone experiments to try it out, then we are not going to move forward as ukulele players. I think there should be an experimentation that needs to be done. Just like back then, people told you like, you can't plug that ukulele to a distortion pedal. Are you crazy? Like now it's just that's a fun thing to do. So I'm not gonna be that person, Kai. I'm not gonna miss out on Marima's thank you speech at the Grammys.
I hope.
Right?
I hope she's like, yes, thank you, Aldrine, for giving me the confidence to do this. And
no
screw you, Kahai. And no thanks to Kahai.
Yeah, all the doubters.
Kahai specifically.
Yeah, Kahai specifically. No,
put them out of, to all the people listening, just put those doubters out of your mind.
Just swallow, just follow T Swift, right? Haters gonna hate. Just
hate.
Yeah. Just
So, but not for me. Once again, not for me. That's something I wouldn't do. But if you are gonna go down that route, my suggestion would be pick up like a the lowest tension classical guitar strings you can find, and then do that. If you're gonna go down that route, that might be acceptable. But if you're gonna use like regular, say, tenor strings and stuff, it's pretty tight. Because I remember there is someone that we know that does that. Still has it on their ukulele, baritone ukulele.
Oh,
Tito Boy.
he's in the chat, and he said,
he's in the chat.
Yeah, and he said that.
Okay.
He said,
I can't see the
he
chat.
says, I never knew better, but it sounded good.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, because in high school, when me and Tito Boy was jamming together, he's like, I have this prelude baritone, ukulele, and he just put regular tenor strings in there, and it's super tight. But we're just like, hey, it works, whatever. You're like a larger dude. It's something for your large hands and your large frame and stuff. It works out fine, and he still wants to play a regular ukulele notes, ukulele strings, ukulele chords, and whatever. See?
It's fine.
Yeah, just remember, Tito Boy, when you're doing your acceptance speech at
the Grammys.
Make sure to mention, all the way back in the 90s, Aldrine Guerrero told me that, hey, go for it. Put some tenor strings on your baritone ukulele. Just try it, Yeah. See? We've already had a success story. Okay. But don't do that. Really, look for low tension guitar strings. Now that I know better, that's the advice.
Yeah. Okay. Brian asked any advice for how to approach pedal tones, but I think he's talking about pedal points, right? Is it possible to do them in the upper register, or is it best to do it on bass, AC/DC style?
I mean, pedal tones. So it's like squealies and stuff.
No, pedal tones is when you.
Oh, what has that like where it just rings? I don't know. I don't experiment too much with pedals and electronic stuff.
Pedal tones is when you're playing, just like, say you're playing a chord or something. And you have the bass note, and you're moving the rest of the chord like kind of around the bass note. You keep the bass note the same throughout, like picking usually, or something where it's like alternating notes, but then the bass note is always the same. So.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I'm being completely honest here and stuff. I don't use that, nor did I know it before. Like Kahai kind of just told me just now. But see, that's why we keep very transparent in this show about like, hey, I don't know anything about that. But so I don't. But if I'm gonna have to guess, just based on what Kahai told me, if you're using regular chords, but you're moving the bass around, that's if I understand correctly, right?
You're keeping the bass
the same.
Oh, but changing the tone and stuff. Oh,
so it's kind of like if you play like the C chord, right? But then you're moving around the note on the A string.
Oh,
that kind of stuff.
Okay. So. Yeah, I mean, same thing. Just like with all the other advice for today, like definitely experimentation. That's something that I would encourage. That sounds like it's possible. Ukulele is usually a treble instrument, mainly melody and stuff, and we don't necessarily have bass strings or bass notes, but I think it's definitely doable. There's a lot of a lot of times where if you if you just move the chord, but keep the bass there, that changes like the voicings of of the chord. Like if I'm playing a C like here, and then keeping the same. If I'm looking at the G as my bass note going to the E. So in that case, I'm keeping this as the bass, right? That's just based on what Kahai told. I'm pretty sure it's not like pedal tones at all, but like that's playing like the chord. So I'm not thinking of chord as in like 3 notes, but I guess you can do that also if you have a low G. Like you can keep like the full chord and just change the low G note, or keep the low G note, I guess, right, and change the chord. That works kind of in the same way. But if I were to do it with a high G, I would just put away the idea of chord and just maybe use like a harmony in not extension, in exchange for the chords. So instead of playing a full C chord here, which I am anyway, but treating this G note as the bass, like by moving this harmony of C and E, moving it down to B and D, that changes that chord to a G. Yeah, so it's possible. I mean, I would experiment with it. I'm gonna need a little bit more. So this is not a question that I can give like a full answer to right now. But I think Kahai's got something to tell you, right?
Yeah, or I think basically what you just said, like, and if anything, it would be easier with a low G because you just have that low G to give you the option of like lower notes. But you can kind of do it. It's gonna sound different because the ukulele is so high. So
yeah. And
So
only 4 strings.
Yeah,
so.
it wouldn't be like I'm guessing like a true like pedal tone, but there are some some songs like that do the same thing but with like high notes. Like there's that song by Jake. So keeping this D. So there's some notes that you can kind of drone out and stuff while like changing the chord. So that chord changed from like G to D to C back to D, but then keeping that. Yeah. So there's definitely a lot of room for experimentation.
Yeah.
Next.
JT asked, are you all going to Pure Aloha concert next month in Vegas?
No. No. Why? Did you hear something?
First,
I know.
First that we've heard of it.
Yeah. I don't know. Vegas is not a place that we go to normally, so I don't know. But we would love to, if given the opportunity to check out Vegas, play a show and stuff, we would do that. But unless we're invited to play the Pure Aloha show, probably not. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Like I haven't even left the state in like the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So, 3?
Yeah, barely left the island.
Yeah, left the island. Almost 3 years. I think 2.5 years at this point. I left the island once. But we did mention it a couple weeks ago that we are going to start to kind of do stuff. I think first, it might be in San Diego pretty soon.
Yeah, and it's not like Vegas is like, you guys
it's
are
not
never
that far
gonna
away. So maybe, if you know some people that would love to have us, let us know because we'd love to talk to those people. We're planning out our our tour.
Yeah.
Comeback tour.
There's somebody else saying, I still think you need to do a show in Nebraska. But it's like wherever if you guys want to see, like
if it makes sense, we'll do it.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. It just has to make sense, like either if we're already on a tour and that's like on the way or like a stop that we can do, we'll do it. You know what I mean? Like I'd love to visit like Nebraska. I've never been there. Yeah. What is like a state?
I've never been there, and I was living in Colorado.
Is that next to it or something?
It's
I don't
next
know.
door.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's let us know. Let us know. Next, guys. So I guess the answer is no. We're not going to be there.
Yeah.
We'd love to.
I think they were like thinking that maybe you guys were gonna be like a surprise special guest or something.
I mean,
so.
oh, whoops, sorry. No, we're not.
No.
Don't get your hopes up. We won't.
No, we weren't even a surprise special guest at like Craig and Sarah's. We were really close with them.
Because they were like, oh, there's gonna be some surprise guests and whatnot, and yeah, we had like a bunch of emails.
People assumed that it was us.
Like, is it you guys? Is it you? I'm like, no, we're not. We're not cool enough. So yeah, because they had like Jake and Herb Walter Jr. and stuff. I'm like, yeah, have those guys instead.
yeah.
I
That's
would
probably
go with that, way better.
That's like, thank you for the compliment of thinking that we're on the same
we're
level.
Not same level, but that is.
Okay. I think that's pretty much all the questions that we got. So
Cool beans.
Yeah.
I just want to remind people, we do have some new stuff over on store.ukuleleunderground.com or shop.ukuleleunderground.com. Dang it, because we used to have a store, and that's so the UU shop open for business. Make sure you guys check that out. We got some great ukuleles there. We got some Islander ukuleles there now. We got a nice little bundle, like a plant a tree bundle that you guys can check out, which is really cool. I'm a big fan of that. Some accessories. I don't know if CDs are there and stuff, but we got some cool stuff that you guys should check out. Okay. So let's see. What is the next order of business, Kahai?
Should we do the songwriting challenge?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of song, today is the first, so that means there was a brand new lesson that came out today. Make sure you check that out. It's A Nay. It's one of those like really, really, really nice Hawaiian songs that I felt like we need like a hula dancer on this. So if you guys have been wanting that kind of traditional Hawaiian with some hula, that's definitely a lesson that you guys should check out. Lenny Breezy and Larnell, they did an awesome job. Larnell, did a beautiful hula to it, and Lenny lent his amazing voice and just his knowledge of such pretty chords really made that song that much prettier. So make sure you check out the lesson and the play along for A Nay. It's one of my favorite Hawaiian songs, Kahai. I played it last week at the jam, and I mixed it a little bit with Quando, which is really cool. Now I'm gonna be doing it like that forever. So thank you to Kavika for the tip. I gotta give credit's due. It's Kavika's. That's Kavika's little medley. So yeah, mahalo for that. Now, yes, songwriting challenge. We did say no excuses. April 1st, Aaron. No.
Yeah.
No. Aaron
Everybody gets one.
You mean
a really good excuse for not doing one? But you kind of wrote and you said, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I have part of a song.
Yeah.
Aaron-
Yeah, me too.
Aaron was in his full body cast, still writing his song. I gotta finish it. I gotta get it done.
So let's remind everyone what it is. It's going to be the songwriting challenge. So here on the Ukulele on the Ground podcast, we hold a songwriting challenge. We give you guys some parameters, some chords to work with, some inspirations and whatnot, and some extras, like what kind of song to write, the lyrics, the chords, and stuff. So make sure you guys check it out if you guys want to write a song that's, I know ours is due today and stuff, and everyone else is due today. But for the most part, if you want to go over our archives and just want some ideas for songwriting, there's tons and tons of parameters that we've set already over at Ukulele Underground. Or you can check out the past few, episodes of it, right? We should have like a playlist of all the episodes that have like the songwriting challenge in it. So yeah, that's you guys can check that out. It's always a good idea. And we like to encourage our audience to pick up their ukulele and write something, create music. It's always fun to learn a bunch of songs that's been done already, but there's just simply no joy greater than creating your own music with your ukulele. And we want everyone to have that same feeling. So make sure you check out the songwriting challenges of the past, okay? So this time on Songwriting Challenge, Kahai, what were the parameters?
Yeah, to write in the key of F, use a seventh chord and any kind of seventh chord. And then the theme is like unity. So yeah. And then
Nice.
some bonuses were like to write in doo-wop or write in the Marley style. Yeah.
Okay.
kind of it.
Yeah. So that's really cool. In the key of F, some sevens, major sevens, dominant seven, minor sevens, whatever kind of seven that you wanna add in there. I think that was That was the only guideline. But yeah, you could do it Marley style. What was the other one?
Doo-wop?
Doo-wop. Kind of style. Okay, so I did write something. I haven't played it in a while. I did record myself doing it, so I'm just gonna take a quick
Just play the recording.
quick peek at how I did it. So
Yeah. We did get a couple people who submitted their songs too.
nice.
Hamsini and Harini, and then Chris and Sue.
Yeah. So here's let's see. Maybe I'll just play the recording. We'll just do that, and then maybe I'll see if I can try to play it like live. So here we go. Yeah, that works, right? Like I just so to kind of explain what it is, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing. So. Then it goes to this part. So to break this down, this right here, I really love. It's that F add, the add 9. So this is usually an F major 7, right? But instead of that major 7 there, I'm adding that G note and adding that major 7 here instead. So that E note that should be there for the major 7, it's here. So I guess it would be an F9, I just really like those voicings. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower it down by a whole step. So that's kind of where that unity, is I feel. It's gonna sound super corny, like what my inspiration is for this. But like for the most part, I was taking a look at that unity, and I like these chords where it goes from like the regular to like that whole step down, which is not, we can think of it as it's not in the chord family or it's not in that key.
Yeah.
But it is a neighbor of sorts, but so even though it's not the same family, not not in the same key, it is a neighbor, and together, like it still sounds really good. Like there's that unity between those. I don't want to mention any names of stuff, but like neighboring things, it's you can be united and come up with something really beautiful. It doesn't have to clash. It doesn't have to, be at doesn't have tensions with each other. You know what I mean? And having it kind of work together. So there's a lot of those major sevens that are added in there, but it's actually nines because it's like 1, 3, 5 with a major 7, and then the 9 to create that 9 chord. So, but in this part right here, the verse, I do a regular F with the add 9. Oh, here's the add 9. But then I go to a F7. There's that F7, which is kind of like this. But I've got that in there still, yeah? With the 9. And then to the B flat major 7, and then to the B minor 7. And then it goes back to that F, into the C7. And the unity part of this is I'm keeping this this A string relatively open. I wanted all of those voicings to have some kind of note that was similar. And I did say I'm going to try for this job, so I really put a lot of thought into it. So that's C7, and there's that the C7, but still adding that A in there, and then back down to the 9, F add 9 here. Okay, and then it goes to the bridge where it goes. I'm now embracing that E flat major 7, which is that neighbor, a whole step down or 2 frets down, and their neighbor, and then going back to the add 9, F add 9, all the time. However I ended there, but that's my song. I don't have a title for it. Unity, I guess. But every time I think of the word unity, and kids, don't look this up. It always brings me to that Rick and Morty episode where so. But yeah. Anyway, so I guess the song's called Unity, but that's it. That's kind of what inspired me to it. I'm I love those those step down kind of chords when we're playing songs. I really wanted to play off of that. So yeah, there it is.
I'm guessing it's in your recording, you can kind of hear I'm guessing Heather and Elle.
Yeah, Heather and Elle outside playing.
But I like that, and it reminds me of I don't know if you've ever heard New Javes has a song where it's at the start you can hear fireworks and you can kind of hear people at a festival.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's if you kind of just have that song with background noise of stuff happening where you can kind of hear people talking but not really. He's I think that fits really well. Sets a mood.
Yeah. See, because people are man, Aldrine just phoning it in now and stuff. Nope, this time I'm bringing some fire.
So you did phone it in, literally.
But there's my Unity song. It's called Unity.
Yeah.
For Unity. It's in 4 strings. For Unity.
Yeah. I like how even when you play dominant 7.
Is it this one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. When you play dominant 7th chords, right? It didn't sound usually dominant 7th is driving you to somewhere.
Yeah.
But that song is so floaty kind of that it's just this is another chord, and then it's oh, okay, we're here now.
It's that droning A. That's
yeah.
why, I wanted something to kind of drone to make it sound floaty. Floaty is a good a good word for it. That's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah, cool. I liked it.
Hey, thanks guys. Now who wants to go next?
Yeah, well, I it's just, my turn.
Kahai.
Right. It's called Rainy Morning.
You might have to turn it up on the computer.
Oh.
Just that.
This one?
Nice. Dreamy. Look how I feel like I'm in a Disney like a Disney cartoon guy. He took me to a faraway place. Tell us about your song.
Yeah. It's just like I watched like Howl's Moving Castle like earlier this week. But like my favorite Ghibli film is Princess Mononoke. And like there's like a scene where the main character is like lost in the forest, and the forest spirits are like leading him to the right place. And so I kind of thought of like that while writing this, right? Like the high like bells are just like the forest spirits like running through the forest. And there's like a part where he like reaches a tree, and it's like a massive tree, and he says like, oh, this tree must have been here for like decades or ages. And so like kind of the buildup is that idea too of like you're walking through the forest, and it's like nice. And I put my own like there's rain in the background. The like soft sound is like rain. So it's like you're just walking through the forest, it's like raining, and then you keep walking through a path, and then you kind of see like roots start to grow, and then it's just like you get to this like massive tree, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, and that's where like the horns and everything come in. Yeah. And then like it's just when you reach that point, it's like it's still the forest, right? So it's like it ends where it started off with like those little bells too. It builds up to that massive point, and then it's just like, oh yeah, it's still a forest. So.
I love that. I love the build. I love building, like building sound and creating like a setting, and then that's basically what you did. You took me on a journey. It's like deeper and deeper in, and it's like bam, big tree.
I was thinking that it was like inspired by the Willy Wonka Pure Imagination.
Oh yeah. Ding, the bells, cool.
Especially in the beginning.
Yeah, I showed my dad, and he's like, "Oh, it sounds like Christmas." And I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't think of that, but yeah, I guess so." Yeah, but I thought about making it like more complicated because it's only 4 chords. I think it's D minor 6, G minor 6, F major 7, and then F major 6 or something like that. I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
But it actually uses what we were talking about before, the pedal points. So when I play those chords on the piano, they're all like kind of anchored together with that F chord. So the other pieces, the other notes kind of change, and subtly a little bit. And in ways where it's like, I mean, it's kind of that chord, but it's like, is it really, it doesn't really have the root note, or it's like, But like, it's just like, it's all anchored together by that F root note. So, yeah.
Nice, man. Aaron?
Okay, let's see. I'm not exactly sure. I wrote it a few days ago, so I don't even know if I really know it. But and still can't open my jaw completely. So
you have all the passes. Don't worry about it.
Go. Born on top of this treadmill, and forward ain't no way to refuse. Where everybody's got to be winning, but to win somebody else got to lose. We ain't got no choices. But this ain't what we would choose. Oh, it's a rat race, baby. Rat race, case of the blues. I called up the designers, asked them what this system was for. They worked out from the scrolls in the archives. It was copied from the system before. You know it chants that we use. This is a rat race, baby. Rat race case of the blues. If we could just break the mainstream, maybe some would start to realize that the disconnected self is illusion. When we look at life through each other's eyes, oh, it's a new way, baby, new way we could view this same old rat race, baby, rat race case of the blues. Yeah, so there's supposed to be one more, like one more verse where it
ties it up.
Yeah, starts changing it a little bit more, and then adds more of like the major sevens instead of the straight sevens.
When you got to that last verse, and then like you went from that seven to the major seven,
to
like,
the major seven. Yeah. So there's like one more progression beyond that, where it's like, you know, kind of changing, going from like the current situation where we don't feel like we can get out of it to like new possibilities. Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
amazing. Always amazing songwriting.
Not finished yet, but it was kind of the idea of it.
I love it. And it's reminiscent of, you know, like songs of the past that are kind of, what's the word for it? When like protest songs and stuff, it's kind of like that. Oh, yeah, man, it's beautiful.
So it was like kind of in that same kind of vein, but then also like projecting the idea that there's some kind of hope beyond that. You know,
there's those changes.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
So yeah, that was
Jonathan said it reminds him of some of the Beatles stuff, and like I got that vibe too when you're playing that intro.
That one chord, like 8 measures or 16
keep
measures
going.
or whatever stuff. That's very like
it feels like you're that's why it kind of like feels like you're stuck in something. And then then you see like a little bit more of the picture, and you can work your way out of it. So that was sort of the idea. But
unity. I guess we could all come together.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it reminded me of, that long, you know, like that long one chord seven kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. But a lot of like protest songs and stuff have that kind of, you know.
And it was kind of like I was trying to do like more like when I was thinking of it, I was thinking of that like industrial, like what is that? There's that one song from Looney Tunes that they always use in like an industrial setting. Like, you know that? So I was trying to do like something like that.
Oh,
like
cool.
Like,
Nice.
you know, where it's like.
This guy says he's not a ukulele player. Look at that stuff. Look at that. So good.
But yeah. Maybe if I actually worked on it.
I would love to hear the finished product of that. I want to see where that goes, because like just the difference between the verse 1 and verse 2 already, it's like
there's like a little bit, and then
so good. All right, so as Kahai mentioned, we did have a couple of people from our audience who wrote their songs and sent their songs in. So thank you so much to Hamsini and Harini, and also Chris and Sue, right?
Yep.
So they both did an amazing job. I heard your songs before we got started. My feedback, Chris and Sue, really, really cool. Really cool song. I like it. I don't know if we've heard an instrumental from them before, but that was really cool. It started with the with like the good vibe of the drums, or like the little percussion stuff they had, and I think that really helped with keeping the groove on. And I've always kind of mentioned how just kind of playing together is going to elevate them a little bit more. I think the percussions and keeping that really good steady tempo really helped out a lot. But I like it. It was groovy. And I've also mentioned in this show like how songwriting, having like a good like repetitive melody line so that people can kind of latch on to it, that was definitely there. It was awesome. I loved it. Hamsini and Harini, what can I say? That's like such an amazing like instrumental you guys wrote. Got lots and lots of really awesome tension in those like finger picking chords that that Hamsini was doing, and accompanied with Harini's just in keyboard kind of effects and stuff. Really, really, really cool. Sounds really spacey. And love the tension chords that you are using, and the way that you're using the finger picking to kind of ring out those tension notes. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Both did amazing jobs.
Yeah, they both like really hit that theme of unity too.
Yeah.
Whereas like Hamsini and Harini said that their song is called "Joy of Playing Together," and Chris and Sue's song is like the campfire song too, and it's like that's perfect for yeah.
I didn't know the title, so the campfire song makes sense to me because it sounds like it's like a jam along, kind of thing. Where like here's just a bunch of chords, now go crazy, and here's like the main melody line, which is that's the part where I said kind of repeats. That makes so much sense, and the joy of playing together, that makes sense too, because it really was a nice collaboration between the two sisters. So really, really, really cool. And it's not gonna go unrewarded. So we keep telling you folks, send in your songs and stuff, because we had a prize, for whoever, I guess, for all the people that send in their songs. We were gonna pick a name out of the hat of all those, but since there's only 2 people that did it, we're just gonna get both of them prizes. So, Aaron, can you pass me real quick? I don't wanna. Thank you. So, Kahai just so graciously got these, which is Hawaiian Sun chocolate covered macadamia nuts. And bam, leaking mango pieces. So these will go to both of you folks. Not like one each, right? Kahai, you're gonna give a set to both of them. Yep. So both songs deserve both these things. So we're gonna send these out to you. Thank you so much for participating in the ukulele songwriting challenge. So make sure you guys check it out. We'll do another songwriting challenge again soon. We'll set the parameters, and same thing, you can send it in to us. If you want to write a song still with these same parameters, if you're watching this for the first time, feel free to do so. Like I mentioned, we do have a nice archive of songwriting challenges that we've done in the past, so you can definitely write some songs and have some fun and bring out like some personal emotions into your ukulele. And definitely, like, I think all 3 of our songs, and both Hamsini, Harini, and Kristen Sue's songs definitely have that personal touch, in them. All songs that we played today definitely have a personality, or our own personality in that song, and it's beautiful when that comes out. I love hearing Aaron's songs. I love hearing Kahai's music. It's just that it really does bring out the personality of the person who writes them. So make sure you try it out, and I encourage all of you folks to write songs with your ukulele. It doesn't have to have any parameters. Just go crazy. Just be creative with it. Yeah. Because one of the things that we said when we made Ukulele Underground is that like we know the joys of listening to music and hearing your favorite song, but we also want to be able to teach people how to create music, because creating music with your own 2 hands is something completely, like, at a completely different level of enjoyment. And then creating that, that sound, not just with your own hands, but that your own creations, your own lyrics, your own chords, and your own melodies and stuff. It's just it's awesome. I love songwriting. So I'm sure the people who've been trying it out, people who wrote songs before, know that feeling, and we just want to keep encouraging that. So make sure, grab your ukes and just jam, right, Kahai?
Yeah, and I think you don't have to like if you listen to our song challenges or listen to the people who submit song challenges, like you don't have to make like a full song or do anything. You can just like have fun, just like doodling around and figuring stuff out, and keep it like recorded or do something with it, because you never know like when you might come back and be like, I kind of remember I had like a piece of a song and like kind of want to expand on it more. So all of it goes to somewhere, right? Like it's never like wasted effort of just like, I'm just gonna try and write a song,
Yeah. So,
just have fun with it.
All right, guys, before we go, I just want to remind you folks, we do have next week, Saturday, our concert day. It's going to be 1 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, April 9. So April 9th, Saturday, 1 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, we are going to be doing a concert. I'll be doing a concert for you folks. Aaron, the voice Nakamura, is going to be jamming me. Kaniho is going to be jamming on the bass of the trio of myself, Aaron, and Kaniho. I almost said Kai. Kaniho is going to be jamming it up for you folks. We got some songs. We got some Aldrine Guerrero classics that we're going to be playing. We got there's some new songs that that I wanted to put in there. Some cover songs. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be just a lot of fun. I haven't played music for Ukulele on the Ground in that kind of setting, where we're mostly doing our stuff instead of just a lot of bar songs that we do on Wednesday nights. But it's also nice to be able to kind of go all out, unshackle myself from say a little Friday Live Jam. I have tons and tons and tons of fun, but I want to make it so that people can follow along. You know what I mean? I don't want to just go off and then people I don't know what he's doing now. So now we're able to kind of do our own thing and present our music to you folks. And I just want to say thank you. If you already bought a ticket to the concert, or if you're a UU Plus subscriber, thank you. So much. Thank you. Because that, it means so much to us. It means so much to me as a performer and as a musician that I, after all these years, still have you guys' support. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. For those of you folks who are on the fence about it, you can watch it for 30 days. It's not I don't have time that Saturday to watch it live and stuff. If you buy a ticket, you can watch it for 30 days straight. For those of you folks who are UU Plus members, you can just watch it forever, I guess, right? It'll just live within the archives, Kahai, right?
Yep, that's the plan. Put in the archive.
So if it passes and you didn't buy a ticket to it or whatever, just sign up for UU Plus. You can just watch it anytime. Yeah. So $5 gets you access for 30 days. It's gonna be a 2-hour concert, just us. We're gonna be playing a lot of fun songs. We'll be singing. We'll be doing some instrumentals. Kahai will be there. I will be there. I think I'll be there. But yeah, so make sure you guys check that out. Tickets over at shop.ukuleunderground.com, where we also have a bunch of ukuleles that we just added to our store. You can buy Aldrine models, you can buy kaniles, you can buy islanders, you can buy accessories, you can buy lessons. So much cool stuff in there. And Kahai, very special, just for today, we are bringing back these original Ukulele Underground shirts. So make sure you head over to shop.ukuleunderground.com. I think it's only available for the next 30 minutes. For the next from now 2:09 to about 2:39, these shirts are going to be available 30 minutes only. Make sure you head over to shop.ukuleunderground.com, pick up a UU shirt, and we'll see you folks next time. For those of you folks UU Plus subscribers, stick around for the Ukulele Underground
live coaching.
But yes,
we also have open mic next week.
Oh yeah, open mic next week, Thursday. Open mic. Check it out. It's going to be right after. No, I guess we don't do the show anymore. It's going to be 2:20. 2:30?
2:30.
2:30 Hawaiian time. Just show up, jam some songs. For us, I think you can either play 1 or 2 songs, and it's a good time. You know what I mean? So tell your friends. Anybody can join, not just Ukulele on the Ground people, or what it's for everybody, but it is the Ukulele on the Ground open mic. Make sure you check that out next week, Thursday. Check out the shirt, shop.ukuleunderground.com. Just today, 30 minutes, counting down now. See you next time. Aloha.